you have just decided to begin planning but struggling to choose the planner that you want to start with because you have so many choices out there and you wish that you have some sort of guidance to help you start up with your planning? Well, in today's video, I am going to suggest 3 types of planners, which is 2 book-bound and 1 ring planner. So I am going to explain to you each of these planner and why I love them and why as a beginner you should choose one of these to make your planning journey easy. So let's take a look at these planners. So first of all, let me tell you what are the 3 planners that I have chosen for beginners. First is the Franklin Covey planner insert. Okay, the one I have used is the Carrera, and they have a lot of inserts, which I will be explaining out later. But this one is just insert, and they do have a planner cover if you want to, but this is my own planner cover. So I'm just talking about the insert for beginners. All right, that's one. And next is the Sterling Ink B6 Common Planner that I love. And this is a book-bound type. And finally, I would suggest you to get the Hobonichi Cousin in A5 size, or they also have the Hobonichi Hon, which I don't have it, but it is pretty much similar layout. It's just Hon offers different type of covers. Now that I have mentioned the planners, let me tell you that as a beginner, you need to start with 1 planner and 1 planner only and not multiple planners, because when you start planning, you need to identify what is your planning system first. And you can only do that when you have 1 planner alone. If you have too many, you will get confused and you tend to get overwhelmed with the planning, and you might end up leaving the planning system once and for all. So as a beginner, it's best for you to just have 1 planner, and that is why I have chosen 2 book-bound planners, because book-bound planners are the easiest because everything is right in here. And ring planner, I am suggesting for those who like flexibility, especially those who are working. I know sometimes you have a lot of loose sheets lying here and there. You can always use a sticky notes, but sometimes sticky notes tend to not stick well and you may lose them. So for some permanent things that you want to ensure that you have it in the planner, that is when the ring system will probably work for you. So if you are working and you want to be able to manage your personal, your family, and also your business or your work, then ring planner would be my suggestion because it offers the most flexibility of all. And while I do say that these 2 planners, the book-bound planners, can offer you separation when you want to plan for your work and your personal stuff, but when it comes to flexibility, you can't really put stuff in here. My remedy for that is I have 2 books to manage any loose stuff. So another reason why I suggest these 3 planners for beginners is because these 3 offers you ample of space, and the size is the best. Don't choose A6. I think A5 and B6 is the smallest size that you should go, because when you choose A6, I'm telling you, you're going to suffer a lot because you won't be able to put in so many things, and it will not offer you so much of flexibility and you won't like it. And all these 3 has the basic items that you need, which is the monthly calendar, a section for master task list, and daily planning. For Hobonichi Cousin and Sterling Ink, it is special because they do have a weekly, hourly layout and daily page inserts. So that's why these books is quite thick, because it offers you daily page 1 per insert. Meanwhile, this Franklin Covey insert offers variety of inserts. They have 2 page in 1, 2 page in 1 day, 1 page per day, weekly inserts. So it's entirely up to you how you want those inserts. So all you need is a separate cover to put in your insert into the planner cover. So now let me tell you how I use each of this planner for everything that happening in my life, which is my work, my personal, and also family and home stuff and all that. We will first start with the Franklin Covey insert. This is the Carrera insert that I bought, and this has 2-page per day style insert. So what I like about this is it has the annual calendar, of course, standard planner, right? And then they also have a calendar section, okay, for your appointments. And it has the master task list. Now, many planners do not have this master task list section, and that's one thing that I like about that. And as you can see here, this planner itself is kind of thick, and I only have 3 months in here because it has 2-page per day insert style. So I will only be able to put in 3 months in here. So what happens is every 3 months, I have to change the insert, but I can maintain the master task list and also this index page here. So anything important that happens on that month, I can always put in here. So even though I don't have the daily insert, I can always refer to the index page to see for the most important event, just in case it rises during discussion, in meeting, or at home. Okay, this is how their daily page layout looks like. And this is the appointment schedule. It has from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. And this is my task list section. And here we'll have a small note section, which is daily tracker. And I can put in daily notes here. But if it's 1 page per day, each page will look exactly like this, and it will not have a note section. You will have very, very limited note section at the bottom. So if you have 1 page per day, you definitely can fit in almost all the inserts. I did, and that was the most convenient style for me. And if you like that way, you want to have everything in one, you can always opt for 1 page per day type of insert. Okay, so let me show you how I use this for my work, my home, and stuff. So what I have is I separate them with a highlighter. This is MIT, most important task, for admin and for home. When I was working, I was using one section for work and one section for home because the task list is very long, and of course, we will not be having so many tasks to be done in one day, right? So I always have plenty of space to separate home and work. And at the appointment schedule, I always plan my daily tasks that I need to be done. I time block them accordingly in this section. So for the daily notes section, I tend to write any important notes. For example, I was brainstorming and I was taking down some important notes. So for that particular day, this is the things that I need to figure out. So I write them on the daily notes. Okay, so every month what I do is the master task list, this one. Once I complete these tasks, I bring forward the task that is not done to the following month. So this is January, so I would be bringing it to the February. Okay, so this insert also provides planning calendars for future. So they already have the calendar for January, for February, for March, all the way up to December. So any upcoming tasks that you have for December 2025, the following year, and it also has future planning for 2026, all the way up to 2029. Okay. So for Ring Planner system, of course, you can add other stuff if you need to. So that's why I highly recommend Ring Planner for work. And if you want to use it for home, yes, you can too. And for your information, this planner cover is from Ali Riaz. I really like her planner cover because can you see how thick it is? I think this is the only planner cover that have can fit this much of insert in a planner cover. So if you are looking into something this thick and quite small as well, I believe this is the personal size. So if you are looking for a planner cover that is a personal size and small enough, so go and check out Ali Riaz. These are not sponsored, by the way. I just love her product so much. And I like the style with the buckle and the color and the way it looks. It looks quite premium. So now let's move on to the Sterling Ink B6 Common Planner. The common planner comes just this book alone. And this is a cover that I have gotten from Yard and Leathersmith. I custom made this. So I would highly encourage you to have a cover, some sort of cover, because you can have all this, loose stuff tucked in to the planner cover. And it is really convenient to have all those pockets, especially when you have a planner and you have a lot of loose stuff for you to keep inside the book. And having these pockets here will help you to secure all of them inside the planner itself. So this is the B6 common planner. Okay, the size is really small. And what I like about this planner is it has what it has in here as well, which is it has the main calendar and it has a space for vision. Okay, and also goal breakdown, quarterly calendar, the monthly calendar to plan all your commitments, and it has the vertical calendar. Okay, it goes by hourly layout from 6 a.m. to 12 midnight. And at the back, it has entirely empty grid. So if you like bullet journal style, this is definitely the book that you should pick because it offers you freedom and versatility on what kind of layout that you want to put for your daily planning, or you may want to journal. And you may want to take some notes because you want an empty space at the back to take meeting notes and stuff. The Sterling Ink Common Planner definitely offers you that variety. So let's take a look how I use the B6 Common Planner. So first of all, of course, at the empty space, I did put in my vision, and then I have put in my goals. By the way, if you are interested to know how I did this goal breakdown, I will put a link up here. And this is the quarterly planner. So quarterly planner, it is a kind of small space for me to plan for anything work related because, of course, let's be honest, work stuff, I don't think it will really fit into tiny space because you might be having a lot of things going on, especially if you want to mix it with work and personal stuff. I would use this section to plan an event or, to keep up with the due date or any major events that are happening at work or at home or in your personal life. You can put it at the quarterly section. So this section here, I was using it for habits, but I did not use it as much because I am terrible at habit tracker. But if you are someone who wants to keep up with your habits, then this planner is the one you should be having. Unfortunately, the Franklin planner does not have a habit tracker, but if you want habit tracker, then this is the planner that you should go to. So for the monthly section, of course, we will keep track of what's happening in our life, all the commitments or birthdays, due, and everything should be kept in here. And then this is how I do my pre-weekly planning. But if you are not into pre-weekly planning, then you probably can use this for work section alone. And for personal stuff, maybe you can use the grid, okay? As for me, I use this for pre-weekly planning, and I think you should do pre-weekly planning if you want to ensure that your time is well spent. So I have all this week's task listed here, and the tasks that I plan to do are pre-planned in that particular week. And then as for the daily planning, what I did was I used up the empty grid section to have a master task list, and I divided the page into 2 days to do my daily planning. So if you notice, I do not have like a hourly blocked section, but since this is a grid page that I am free to do whatever layout that I wanted to, I did have a 1 page per day where I have a section for all the tasks, my appointments, and this is the schedule where I blocked my time. So once again, as I mentioned earlier, this grid empty page is really, really flexible for you to do however you want. And I also included some monthly review and weekly review insert in a journal style. So all this can be done because the Sterling Ink Common Planner offers that flexibility because of that grid page. So now we are done with the sterling ink. Let's move on to the Hobonichi Cousin. So Hobonichi Cousin uses Tomo River paper, very similar to the sterling ink as well. The Franklin Covey uses regular insert, which is not fountain ink friendly, but these Hobonichi Cousin and the sterling ink do have papers that are fountain ink friendly. All right, okay, so let's take a look at this. By the way, this is Filofax folio, and I love this because it can fit 2 books in here. Let me take this out. All right, so this is the Hobonichi Cousin in A5 size. Now they have it as Hobonichi Hon as well, which gives a very much attractive cover, which I love, by the way. What I like about Hobonichi Cousin, it offers the same with the other 2. It has the main calendar, it has the quarterly calendar, but as you can see, this is in the vertical layout, whereas the sterling ink offered the horizontal layout and the vertical layout. So this is an extra, okay? And then it has the monthly calendar, okay? And there's a space for extra space here as well. And it also has the vertical layout. And the vertical layout timing is 24 hours compared to the sterling ink. It has from 6 a.m. to 12 midnight, but the Hobonichi's has from 5 a.m. to 4, so which is 24 hours. And for those who are working in shift, this would be a very, very ideal planner for you, because you can really block out your time according to your shift and according to your day, because your timing and day is completely different than us regular, where our time usually evolves around between 6 a.m. to 12. So by the way, hats off to you, those who are working in shift. I don't know how you can do it. I'm pretty sure that I would not survive. Okay, this was an empty space. Let me see whether I have any empty space or not. I think I have used up all of the space. All right, so this is for the September. So before the month starts, the Hobonichi always have an empty space, okay, which I use for master task list. And this I made on my own. I just printed it out on a sticker paper and I stuck it because I want to show that that is the September month. And then it has the 1 page per day. At this corner here, it has the schedule. And then they have some checklist up here, and then which you can use for priority task list. And then the rest of it is empty space. And at the back, they have some other, timetable. It tends to change. But what I did was I just printed a grid paper and then on a sticker paper and then stuck it here because I don't want any of those. So let me show you how I use the Hobonichi. So it's pretty much the same how I use the B6 Common Planner. So once again here, I wanted to do habit tracker, but I didn't. I think, let's face it, my habit tracking system sucks. Anyway, so for the calendar, I always fill it up with my commitments, my due dates, any other important, when I took leave, public holidays, everything goes in here. So it's pretty much the same. As you can see, all my 3 planners, I have pretty much the same system. That's how you build your functional planning system to work for you. And then for the vertical calendar, I did pretty much the same as well, where I pre-plan my weeks. Okay. And then for the main part here, before the month start, I use to track my master task list. Because I have the freedom to do however layout that I want, I have it for my monthly task list of tasks, my pending work, my follow-up, my request for input. So all this thing I can, have a separate topic. You can also have that if you have used this planner for your work. So for the daily page, what I have done is I used to separate my work things and my home stuff. Okay, this shows quite clear. So up here, I always put my work stuff, and down here is always my stuff that is related to home and personal. And here is always my notes. Anything important notes goes around here. As you can see, my layout is pretty much the same. And February comes, I started back with my master task list. So the only thing that I don't have here is my weekly review and my monthly review because I don't have space for this. For those who are working, you might be asking me, so what if I have like more notes, like meeting notes that I want to write? None of these planners I can write those things. I have a remedy for that. What you can have is a separate book entirely dedicated for your work alone. So that's what I have done in here. This is my book, an empty book, which I use to write down my meeting notes, to write down any discussion, any thoughts regarding for work. I have put it in here, and I have also used tab to straight go to the particular things that I want to have access. So what I do is every time that discussion is done, let's say this is one meeting and it's on page 29 and it happened on 14th of March, I will write here meeting page 29. So when I take a look at my monthly calendar, when was the meeting held? Oh, 14 is when the meeting was held. And when I open that particular page, I know that, oh, meeting page 29. And then I will go here and look into that page and I can easily reference for all the work stuff. But as you can see, these are all the things that I attach to the book. So if you don't have a ring planner, it's all right. You can always have this kind of book and then you just stick it on them. But if you have a ring planner, you can always remove and put in stuff. But let me tell you, between the ring planner and the book bound, the ring planner does have a limitation because you can only carry a certain amount of monthly pages inside. But in one planner, you can pretty much carry everything and you can just refer it to it anytime because you always have it with you. So that's it. I hope my explanation has given you some insight on which planner suits you the best. If you are not in favor with any of these planners and if you want to create your own planner, then feel free to check out my shop because I do have inserts that I use in my Franklin planner system. That is a whole lot of other topics that I will be talking about because Franklin planner system requires a lot of your effort printing out the inserts and putting it together. So if you think that your own planner will work, then go ahead and take a look at my shop for a planner insert. All you need to do is get your planner cover and then a disc or a ring planner to come up with your own set of customized inserts. So that's all. Hope you have enjoyed this video. And if you are into planning, productivity, and organization, make sure that you hit the subscribe button and notification bell. And thank you for watching. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.